Namaste friends, Namaste. Welcome to Yoga Bliss with Shelly, and I'm Shelly. This is Joy. Welcome to 7 practices of a better you. Today we're on practice 5, woo woo, speak your truth yoga. Grab a cozy couch blanket and a pillow, unroll the mats, unpeel the edges, and together let's deepen how to be our best, better self. We will see you there. Let's do this. Namaste, my friends. Grab that blanket, just a nice smaller couch blanket. And open that up nicely, unravel any sort of dividends or wrinkles. Shake that out, make it nice for you. And just getting that booty nestled into the earth from the core, gently drawing that navel back towards the spine, resting, however it looks for you, all the way back on your back. If you have glasses, you can take those off. Placing both feet into the earth, just resting them, heels approximately where the middle of the middle finger goes, and allowing the knees to rest, just settling in, nestling into your space. Allowing yourself to slow down by grabbing onto those affirmations, those words of slow down. Slow down, letting go of whatever was happening before this and whatever is happening after, and just be here. As today we are in practice 5 of Speak Your Truth Yoga. And as we slow down, bringing the awareness into that throat space. And if you will, bring a visualization of a beautiful color of blue, calming like the ocean, and through the nostrils, bringing in a breath into the upper chest, for a clavicular breath, breathing into the upper chest, and dropping the jaw and just pushing that air straight back out. In through the nose, filling up that upper chest, keeping that air in that top third compartment, that upper chest, and exhaling it out. And if you can, this next breath, if your nose isn't stuffy, you go ahead and breathe through that mouth, my friends. If it is not, allow us to settle in, bringing that healing blue color into that throat space, into that upper chest. And letting it go. And if it helps you, you can bring the hands up to the heart space or up to that clavicular area. And letting it flow. And as you settle with yourself, my friends, breathing this breath, this Rachaka Pranayama into that upper chest, flowing with your breath while I read you a little passage from Eckhart Tolle, A New Earth. Just breathing that breath in. What could be heavier and more impenetrable than a rock, the densest of all forms? And yet some rocks undergo a change in their molecular structure, turn into crystals, and so become transparent to the light. Some carbons under inconceivable heat and pressure turn into diamonds, and some heavy minerals into other precious stones. Keeping that breath flowing, calming yourself, closing your eyes if you haven't already, softening that gaze. Most crawling reptilians, the most earthbound of all creatures, have remained unchanged for millions of years. Some, however, grew feathers and wings and turned into birds, thus defying the force of gravity that had held them for so long. They didn't become better at crawling or walking, but transcended crawling and walking entirely. Bringing that breath in, allowing that blue to come in. And from here, my friends, your choice to bring the hands to the tummy or resting them up, and really crawling those shoulder blades together, opening up the heart and the front body. Inhale, rocking head side to side like you're slowly shaking your head. No. Slowly bringing awareness and love to that throat space. Bringing awareness to speaking our truth, to allowing our lovely vocals, our sounds to come out. And even people who maybe cannot speak, you can also practice this, and you can speak your truth and be creative in speaking in different ways with your hands, with your gestures, with your body language. So being open to knowing that this practice is for everyone. Meeting me in neutral and gently just rocking the head yes and no, or yes, up and down. You could do yes and no if you would like. Slow and mindfully, wonderful work, my friends. Bringing love to that neck. And from here, your choice, you can choose to roll over and kickstand up to sitting, or if you would like to rock yourself up, you may do so. As you rock yourself up to seating here, you can keep this blanket right under those booties, soles of the feet kissing soles of the feet, touching together. And this is going to be different for everyone. So really tuning into your body and what feels best for you. It's very common in our cultures to have a lot of spinal injuries, a lot of leg injuries and soreness of the legs. So really bringing light and love as you rock side to side. I know I've had some tingy hip things, so just giving love to the hip joints. Finding a little movement here in your butterfly, your Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet kissing. And maybe just for a moment, inhale, raising up those butterfly wings. Exhale, sinking and just gently pressing in to the outsides of the upper thighs. Pressing and opening, expanding those hips. Inhale, raising that up. Wonderful work, butterflies. Exhaling it down. Beautiful work, my friends. Inhale, flapping those butterfly wings and pressing them down into the earth. Wonderful job. From here, crisscross applesaucing the feet, and however this looks best for you, to come into all fours into a tabletop position, and gathering that blanket or moving your body just comfortably over that blanket. The blanket is here to protect the knee joints. Really pressing it and rooting in through a wide open starfish hand, bringing that blue color into that throat space. And here, maybe just making a little sound, maybe a humming, or an om, or a sound that feels good for you, allowing you to know that your voice can be heard. You don't have to go on not feeling seen, heard, and understood. As we're really rooting in through the hands, rolling the eyes of the elbows out, tuning into the feet may be up or down, the knees aligned over the hips, and making this beautiful tabletop. Exhale, diving the navel down, expanding and opening up that throat space, envisioning a blue ball, like a blue foggy color, coming into that throat center, allowing that throat to open up, and breathing that color out. And holding the intention of today's practice to open, 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 and speak our truth at that throat center. Exhale, pressing and rooting in through the hands, the feet, the knees, growing that spine, flexing that spine, feeling what it feels like in the back of the neck as you expand that color, growing and speaking that truth, allowing that voice to be heard by opening up to the idea of saying what is on your heart. This is coming from a space of love, not a space of fear or a space of ego. When it comes to speaking our truth, my friends, I will share, it's really important that we're speaking from a place of love, because if it is coming from our ego, then that's going to bring unwanted, yucky energy into our life, and we don't want that, right? As you exhale, peeking behind the left heel, as you peek behind the left heel, you can feel the compression in your neck, in the inside of the body, and the expansiveness of the outside of the neck, the expansiveness of the other side of the body. Big, beautiful blue breath into that body, like a flow of the ocean, like a crashing wave. Send that back out. Big breath in, and pushing it on out, my friends. Inhaling to neutral, swinging and looking behind the opposite heel, allowing the opposite hip to drop open. And you can always rearrange those feet, really feeling that expansiveness in the side body and the neck here. Big, beautiful wave from the ocean rolling on into the body. And exhaling it out, as in yoga, is the union, the joining of the breath to the body. Inhaling back to neutral and taking this moment, because we've done all of our practices, right? If you have or haven't, we've gone through trust yoga, create, inner knowingness and wisdom, heart, love, and healing, and now we're up to speaking our truth. So taking a little creative free movement, whatever that feels like for you in your body. So just do whatever you feel called to do, and if you are not feeling called to do anything, you can mirror me just by gently driving those sit bones back towards the heels and walking the hands to one side, expanding and opening the ribs. That just felt really good to me before, so I'm going to continue on. Or maybe it's taking a little hero's pose, allowing yourself to starfish those arms big and wide, or just do whatever it is you feel called to do, my friends. Inhaling with the breath and letting that flow. Wonderful. And wherever you are, meeting me in your hero's pose by touching the big toes, touching the big toes, or you can cross the feet over and just laying over the arches. For me, that feels funky monkey, so I don't really like that. So setting yourself up for success, pulling up your pants if you need to, big toes touching, opening up the heels, and sinking those sit bones back. So we have this pillow, right? Woo, don't hurt yourself. If you need to, grabbing that pillow. Pillows are here just for props. And I used to think props were for, this was my perception when I first started yoga, that props were for weak people. No, props are for people who have bodies and who just need to be comfortable. So allowing yourself to take this right here in this hero's pose, this Vajrasana variation, and just allowing yourself to settle as you root down and find a little calmness, if you can, closing those eyes and bringing awareness to your throat space, the front, the sides, and the back. You can gently put the hands and rest them on top of your legs, or you could take Anjali Mudra, a mudra at your heart center, palms kissing palms, or if you want to bring extra awareness and energy and love to your throat space, just gently bringing your hands wide open like your beautiful lotus, opening up, creating energy in between those fingers. And bringing in a big, beautiful breath into that throat center, maybe bringing in that visualization of blue, and allowing it to expand. I know when I'm in situations where I don't speak my truth, I get burning pains in my throat. I don't know if that's something that you've ever experienced, or acid reflux, indigestion, heartburn. Those are all signs. Those are manifestations, physical manifestations of when we're shutting off our authentic truth. So being open to that in those feelings and sensations in those moments, and allowing yourself forgiveness by just saying, I forgive you, self. I forgive you, self. And allowing this space around here just to be open. And when it comes from the heart, to speak your truth. And even in moments maybe where you may be fearful. And maybe if you don't like speaking in front of people and there's ever an opportunity where you feel like you want to say something, but you're too embarrassed because maybe you have this perception of being shy. I encourage you to break out of that shell and just say words, because everyone is just people. It doesn't matter if they are the poorest person, middle class, the richest person, the president. Everyone is people, and we are all the same. There's no one better or worse than us. We are all the same. And when you can speak your truth, my friends, you can help people and you can change people's lives. It's so true. Good job, my friends, bringing in a big breath in, speaking that truth, allowing that throat space to open, giving yourself permission to be free, maybe shooting out, I'm envisioning this like beautiful African that has all of these necklaces and these chains, and I know it's like a culturally beautiful thing, but I bet it would feel so good to just break your chains free and just open your heart up. Wonderful work, my friends. Exhale, diving those hands forward, wide open starfish hand, moving that pillow off to the side. And from here, just gently, so coming into, if you want to use your knees, you can keep that blanket coming into all fours, posting in for a plank. You can stay down on the knees and come in for a plank, or if you would like, you can move that blanket out of the way gently, posting in for a big wide open starfish hand, rooting through the pinky, pointer and thumb, rolling the elbows, the eyes, the elbows forward. Inhale, transferring that weight forward and bringing it back. Exhale, diving those sit bones high up to the sky, walking out those dogs, pedaling the feet, opening the front body, really opening up the back body and setting those shoulders back into little pockets as you open them up wide. Expand, pressing those sit bones high up to the sky. Inhaling a big breath in through the soles of the feet and pushing it out. Big breath into the soles of the feet. Exhaling. Really toning through the core as you come and transition that weight into that core, coming into that plank, moving the body forward. Exhale for an active, coming in from a plank to a down dog. So doing 10 of these together as we tune into some powerful affirmations. I am speaking my truth. 10. 9. I am strong in my powerful words. 8. I am trusting that the words are coming. 7. I open my heart to speak from my heart. 6. Really pressing through, powering through if you need to walk out that dog. Speaking my truth is what I do best. 5. Speaking my truth sets me free. We've got this. 4. Speaking my truth is what I do. 3. Speaking my truth comes naturally. You've got this. 2 more. Finishing these 2 off strong. I am speaking my truth. 1. If you want to take 1 more push through. And I'm speaking my truth. Exhaling. Walking the hands and the feet towards each other. This can be kind of tricky. Don't overthink it. Walking them as best as you can towards each other. Exhale, fighting through that burn. Uttasana, forward fold, allowing that throat chakra, that throat space to fold forward. Bringing that throat towards the heart center. Exhaling the arms and taking this at your own pace depending on your hips and your hamstrings. Some people might have straighter legs or more generous bend to the legs. More generous bend if you need. Exhale, wrapping one arm and the other around the back sides of the thighs, giving yourself a hug, giving yourself so much love and light for showing up here for these 7 practices to a better you, because you are a better you here and now because you are doing self-care for you. Wonderful work. Gently exhaling the hands down to the earth. Inhale, slowly raising up just a halfway back, bringing the hands to the top of the shins, just under the knees, removing any wrinkles from the neck, doing your best to create this long line, noticing if your back is making more of that cat or dipping down for that cow, drawing that navel back towards the spine. Exhale, diving all the way down. And just allowing your body to hang. I know Uttasana, the forward fold, off and on has been very challenging for me. So wherever you are in your forward fold, embrace it and just be and allow yourself to just find a little freedom and a little peace, maybe within the inner critic, all those unkind words that that inner voice inside of our head says, and just give yourself some compassion to your body, and knowing wherever you are in your mat, my friend, is exactly where you need to be. Inhale, raising up one more half flat back, removing any wrinkles from the neck, toning through the core, really finding energy all the way from the sit bones, shooting up through the belly, the heart, the throat center, all the way to the tippity top, the crown of the head that connects us to all people, to the whole universe surrounding us, my friends. Exhale, diving forward. Last one. Inhale, raising up, catching that wave, coming all the way up to standing, arms up high above head. Meeting palms, kissing palms, Anjali Mudra, sinking those hands all the way down to the just above the chest, meeting right under the throat space. Meeting me in a Tadasana, rooting feet into the earth. In yoga, we have two points in the front and two in the heel. Really setting yourself up for success here. As we press into the earth, I hear a train coming to say hello. Hello, train. See, that train is speaking its truth. It lets everyone know that the train is here, right? They've got a choo-choo. We are here. I'm here. Really rooting down into the earth. Meeting me in your peaceful mountain. I actually live in the mountains, near the mountains in Colorado, in this lovely town called Loveland, the land of love, right? Super close to the Rocky Mountain National Park, where I see these mountains. And as you are here in your Tadasana, I encourage you to close your eyes, soften the gaze, find a drishti if you need a still visual point, and imagine a mountain and how sturdy and firm it is, and how the mountain doesn't actually have to say anything. The mountain is just strong and rooted, and the mountain endures so much from people, from elements, from seasons, from nature. And the mountain is just, it's sturdy, it's being there. So allow yourself to bring this metaphor of this mountain and breathe all of that strength of the mountain inside. Bring that into your throat space, allowing it to expand. Maybe using that visualization of that blue, that tidal wave just pouring into that throat space. And knowing that sometimes silence is better. Sometimes internalizing and allowing ourselves to feel and process and move is better than lashing out with our ego and saying mean, unkind, judgment-filled things. Like the great Buddha said, if you are wrong, admit it. If you are right, keep silent, right? I've been trying to practice this. It is a challenge, my friends. Exhaling, stepping the left foot forward as you're mirroring me, right? Keeping that right foot turned towards a 45-degree angle towards the opposite corner of the foot, the same corner of the foot. Really rooting and pressing into the front foot and the back foot, and just setting yourself up for success and testing out if it feels better to be more, if you're feeling a little bit more limited in the hips, you can keep closer together, or you can see, oh, I'm feeling a little bit more fluid and flexible, just depending on you. Really pressing in and really feel like if you could like rip the mat away. I used to have a hard time with that, but I can really feel that like pulling in between the thighs and the calves, pulling the mat away from each other, creating this resistance versus as like that slinky. Hands on the hips. Hips are like these beautiful headlocks. That's a little bit deep for me, so I'm gonna readjust, and knowing that readjusting is okay. Keeping those hands on those hips forward. Inhale, raising up, creating this long line of energy, soft bend to that hind knee. Always bends in the joints, my friends, to keep healthy, happy joints, because we're being healthy, happy people. Inhale, raising those arms up strong. Virabhadrasana, to my friends, in your beautiful first strong rooted warrior of the day. Rooting yourself into the earth, creating this long line of energy, pulling up all of the good vibes from the earth, letting it run all the way up from those feet to the knees and the hips and the tummy and the heart, radiating and exploding out of the throat space, just because we are filled, the earth is filled with positive vibes, and it is here to give us lots of good vibes, so we can just take it on. And inhale, raising up. If you would like a more fun, active variation, follow me for this fun variation with Simhasana, the lion's breath. This is a breath that will help invigorate and let you speak that truth, vibrate those vocals, and get it out. You've got to let go of judgment. Do not care what people think about you. One of my favorite breaths in the universe. Inhale, straightening that front leg. Exhaling. That lion, I'm going to face towards you so you can get the real effect. Switching this up, my friends. Inhaling, raising that up. Exhale, dropping that tongue, rolling eyes up to the ceiling or up towards the third eye as you release your animalistic growl and let it free, my friends. Inhale, raise it up. Let that go. You've got this. Inhale, raise it up. Get it out. Free your voice. It doesn't have to sound perfect. It gives me goosebumps everywhere. Let's do 3 more of these. Inhale, raise it up. Exhale. And you can switch your arms up. I teach kids with the Life Loves You project, and this is always the most favorite variation, is the lion's breath. Inhale, raise it up. Let it go. I've also taught mommy and baby yoga, and babies love this breath. Inhale, raising it up. Just notice how that feels. So good. From here, my friends, exhaling. Wherever you are in your body, 2 different variations with this one. So keeping your feet where they are, really activating through the core, tucking that navel back towards the spine. Just gently bringing the hands to the top of the knee. Exhaling. First option, just to stay here. And if it's really burning in your calf, you can find that edge, that space between too much and not enough. The edge is awesome, but you don't always want to live in the edge, right? We want to keep our body healthy, so you can stay here. Or option to hinge all the way forward. Coming in for a humble warrior. If your body permits it, you can allow those arms to fly back. You can stay flying back, or option to interlace palms, kissing palms, opening up through the heart. Exhaling here. If your body permits, you can allow yourself to fold forward in this humble warrior, tucking in at that heart, giving so much gratitude to that throat space for all of the words of wisdom coming in, going out, for all of our unkind words that we have said. We forgive ourselves and we move past this. Inhaling in, breathing into that throat center, connecting that prana, that pranayama together, that life force to that breath. Exhaling, working through the shake and the burn, gently unhinging, leading the heart up. Whoa! My hip has been being a little clickety-poppity, so it's like, what is happening? Wonderful work, my friends. Woo! A little fun variation here, just repositioning that hind foot facing me, facing the long edge of the mat. Front leg is gonna stay right where it was. And again, you can just check in with your pants if you need to pull them up. Check in with yourself. Coming in here as you root into the earth, you can set yourself up on those set of skis. This time we're gonna keep more straightened legs, but soft bend, always soft bend, keeping healthy joints, happy joints. Exhaling, the arms long and strong, and feeling what it feels like in the hips to hinge. So we're just feeling our hips, and as we hinge, we're gonna tip and hinge towards that front foot, and you can release the hand on the top of the leg, below the knee, or down, coming in for a Trikonasana, the triangle. Naturally, our hips are gonna wanna sink. Inhale, raising those hips up, Stacking shoulder over shoulder. If you want to go in big town, you can come in for this triple triangle. See all triangles? Uno, dos, tres. Opening up that heart and that body. Coming in for this triangle. Triangles are the most supported, strongest shapes. I think of the triangle as like the most spiritual shape. Bringing that triangle, that shape, and bringing that into that throat center, bringing all of that strength and that wisdom and the sharp points and all of that, and bringing that into that throat space as you're bringing in a big breath and letting that sink out. Wonderful work, my friends. Big breath into that throat center and letting that go. Exhale, flying that arm straight up, shoulders stacking over shoulders, gently unhinging at the hips, coming up to standing. Woo! Feel what that feels like in the hips. Pointing both feet facing the long edge of the mat here, and just feeling what it feels like in your hips. Maybe you want to turn your toes towards the corners of the mat and just kind of roll out the hips for a little moment and just feel. Maybe take just a quick little goddess, sinking those sit bones back down. You can just sinking those sit bones down into the earth, really pressing into the feet, pressing all the way down. And if your goddess is up here, you are a goddess, rock it out. And guess what? Even the best, most sexiest, strong men can rock out a goddess, because you gotta be strong in your own feminine and masculine energy. We have to find this balance within our body. Sinking down into those sit bones, inhale, raising. You can take a mudra here if you would like, as you raise and sink down into those sit bones, working through that burn of that body. If you want an extra burn, inhale, raising up on those tippity toes. Woo! Exhale, sink down. Inhale, raising up the toes. Give yourself that extra challenge. I love me a challenge. Inhale, raising up, really working in through the calf, the glutes, that booty. Look at us. Woo! We are doing this, my friends. We are strong and rooted. Inhale, raising up. Sigh of relief. Holy macaroni. Exhaling, both feet. So turning that hind foot facing the corner of the foot and setting yourself up for that variation that we did on the other side. We paused. You thought I skipped it. I'm tricky. I threw in a little extra something for my lovely friends. Really rooting that front foot into the earth, soft bend to that hind foot. Again, that big toe is facing the corner of the mat. Excuse me, burperific. We all have some gas, right? I'm speaking my truth, and sometimes that means burps are coming out. So just tuning into this knee. You don't want to go so far forward. You want to just peek down and see just that big toe. So, but if you need to be up here, that's okay. You have to do what feels good in your body. Hands on those hips, those headlights, bringing those headlights forward. Inhale, raising those arms up high. I'm going to face you because I think it's more powerful when I can face you and not step on my glasses. Arms long and strong, rooting into the earth, finding that long line of energy, coming in for that Simhasana variation. And I want you to do this, and I really encourage you to let go and just let all of it out. You can do it. Inhale, raising it up. My arms are getting lost because I'm so excited about getting it out. You can push those hands forward. Inhale, raising it up. Exhale. Good job, my friends. Let it go. Inhale, speak your truth. By getting it out, because we all have all of these feelings trapped inside, and anything that we can do to let them flow. 2 more. We're going a few more on the side, but it feels so good. Yes, exhale. Let's do this. Feels good, right? It's so good, and it feels a little silly. It's okay to feel silly. Tuning into that body, and whatever you did on the opposite side for that humble warrior, humbly, really bringing all of that energy up as you hug the thighs together, coursing that core strength. Exhale, hinging the hip, melting the heart towards the upper leg. If you need to start here, keeping a gentle bend to that hind leg. Integrity first, my friends. Exhale, sinking the heart, if you can, floating those arms back, and knowing that one side is going to feel different than the other. Option, binding palms, kissing palms, interlacing fingers together, opening the heart, squeezing the shoulder blades, humbly tucking that throat and that heart over that leg. Big expansive blue breath into the back of the heart. Expanding up to that throat center, letting it flow, working past the shake. Letting that go, flowing out. Inhale, raising that up. Letting that go. Inhale, gently unlacing the fingers, raising up the back of the heart space. Ah! My thigh is burning from my earlier workout. Woo! Sometimes I like to let out a good old woo because it feels good. Straightening out that front leg, soft bend to the front, gentle bend to the hind. So just gently repositioning that hind foot facing the long edge of the mat here, coming in for that Trikonasana on the opposite side. So you're gonna feel just a gentle rotation and opening in the hips. The hips kind of naturally wanna pop in, so doing your best to keep that shoulder and the hips out, arms horizontally, long and strong, being rooted in yourself. Exhale, feeling what it feels like in those hips, and feeling what it feels like our body is naturally gonna wanna, our shoulders are gonna wanna lead the way. So that's creating more of this curvature of the spine, which it's going to happen in this pose, but taking the wheel by hinging at the hip, so pushing the hip out, hinging and bringing that hip, and then then the spine can follow. You can bring the hand up high or bring it down low. Shoulders stack over shoulders as you're rooted into the earth. You can come in for that Otra, triple triangle, creating this beautiful triangle, this strong foundation in our life, in our triangle pose. Big blue breath into that body, letting that go. Today, setting that intention to speak your truth when it comes to your heart space, to say the words that maybe you usually wouldn't say because maybe you were afraid. But this time today, we're gonna let that loose. We're gonna be the breaker of our chains. We're gonna be the Khaleesi, breaking the chains. And we're opening up to speaking our authentic truth. But we're gonna notice if it's our ego, right? We're gonna notice if we're coming in and saying unkind, rude, judgy things. That's not our real truth. Exhaling that arm, shoulder stacked over shoulder, unhinging at those hips. Woo! Feeling what that feels like. Both feet facing forward, my friends. Exhaling. Okay, actually, reverse. Burp, burp, burp. Bring the heel toe. Heel toe. Bunko, 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 heel toe. Shaking it on out. So just allow yourself a little moment to be a little goofy. If you need to shake it to the right or shake it to the left or do a whole circle, and you gotta jump, shake, shimmy it out. Yeah, shake it out. And however this works best for you, we're gonna come down to the mat, my friends. So if you would like to join me by just gently hinging forward at the hips, forward folding, and just gently, however it feels for you, kind of crouching down, coming in for this little froggy. So we're gonna froggy, we're gonna turn into our animal selves, and then we're gonna turn into a little crab, and we're gonna just gently crab crawl, do a little crabby, and get on that booty. We've got this, see? It wasn't so bad, right? We just did all of that, here for you. And just moving on to that mat, and if you would like, you can get that blankie, set yourself up like you did when we began. Get that blankie down to support that spine for healthy spine, right? Healthy joints. Activating through the core as you gently rest down, testing your center of gravity, woo, or just letting your body go. Inhaling, hugging one knee and hugging the other knee up to the chest. And just gently giving yourself love. And just rocking. Slowly massaging the back, lower back, middle back. Maybe moving and squirming around, making some shapes. You can envision that there are paintbrushes on your knees, making some horizontal lines, some vertical lines, some big circles, some zigzags. Get as intricate as you want. Tucking knees in towards the navel. Exhaling those arms to a cactus or laying them long, whatever feels best for you. And allowing yourself to just gently twist to one side. I'm going to grab my pillow. Grabbing my pillow because I know that it feels better for me. So grab that pillow if you need to. Exhale as you twist, allowing those legs to rest on that pillow as you're twisting that spine. Allowing those arms to open. And allowing yourself to untwist the thoughts, the perceptions, the mean things about yourself, to untwist them and to turn them into the good. Today, I want you to treat yourself how you treat the person you love the most. I wish today that you treat yourself. I want this for you. I want you to treat yourself and say the kindest things that you would say to someone you love. When you're going through unkind moments, when you're having a hard time, when you're feeling self-doubt, I want you to come back and untwist your thoughts as we're here in this twisted pose, this laying twist, and allowing yourself to say the kind words and speak from your heart to yourself because you need it. Inhaling to center and just gently grabbing that pillow and moving it to the opposite side. Exhale, twisting to the opposite side. Woo, and noticing what it feels like. You can have the option to look towards the twisted leg if that feels good. Notice what it feels like in that throat space, if it's feeling a little tighter. Sometimes when we're bringing awareness to things like this, it can feel a little bit tighter, and that's okay. Just bringing extra love and awareness into speaking your truth or option to look the opposite way. And really cultivating today this new consciousness towards being conscious of your thoughts towards yourself, towards being an advocate of speaking up for you, and even if it's standing up to yourself, because sometimes, my friends, our worst enemy is none other than us, right? Isn't that sad? It's sad but true, so that's why we're doing these 7 practices to a better you, because we're awakening to all of these different aspects and elements of ourself that we might not have been aware of before. Really untwisting those thoughts and coming back to kind thoughts and accepting thoughts and trusting that we are exactly where we need to be. Inhaling, knees back to center. If you want, you could give yourself a hug, raising up, tucking the chin towards the chest, exhaling down to the earth. And gently, from the core, doing this like it's this isolated movement. So hugging one knee up while you're gently, super slow motion, hovering and just gently, like robotically, like resting that leg, like it's your job to rest onto the earth. Opposite foot from the core, taking it long and strong. Ooh, sometimes I'm very long for my mat, so letting yourself get set up, allowing those legs to lay long, those arms coming in for your Shavasana, your pose of surrender as you allow yourself to let go, bringing in a big, beautiful blue breath into that heart space, allowing it to fill up all the way to the throat space, and letting that beautiful blue wave come in and swirl around you. And today, setting an intention to have purpose in what you're saying, to have purpose and intention in what you are thinking, to intend on being kind to yourself and treating your inner self the way that you treat someone that you love most. And for just the next 5 breaths, I'm going to still be here with you. I want you to just go within yourself, breathing breath, focusing that blue in that throat space. I'm here with you, taking your 5 breaths into that throat space. as you bring that awareness into that throat space, giving your body, yourself so much gratitude for showing up and holding on to that intention today of speaking your truth when it comes from the heart space. Palms kissing palms, just hovering above that throat center. Namaste, friends. Namaste.